Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Good
we're
evening,
going
ma'am.
to just, yeah, I was
evening,
waiting for a few more people to pour in, but I think now we would not wait anymore because, yeah, already 5 and we waited enough. So I would just like to start today's webinar. And as always, I would like to start with a prayer. So can we all just simply invoke God's blessing? I'll just switch on my camera so that we can just get connected a little. Just a second. I'm just putting on my camera. Okay. I've just shared a screen with you, and I would like ourselves to start with a prayer. So let's pray for good health, smiling face, and all the smiling faces which we have here, our happy family members. Let's pray that the world quickly recovers from this pandemic and we lead a life of normalcy. Let's all invoke God's blessing that today we share, we care, and amidst us get the best knowledge. Thanking the Lord. Good evening, everyone. So,
Good evening, ma'am.
what I'd like to do is, I would like you people to put your mics on mute if it's not a big problem. And whenever required, you can just reciprocate with me. We'll start with the first thing. Those who've already attended my webinar, you know me, I'm Pankil Priya, but those who are coming for the first time, you're most welcome. I'm Pankil Priya. I'm based in Ludhiana right now. I'm teaching in Sacred Heart Senior Secondary School, Saravanagar, out here. I have 20 years of teaching experience, and last time I started my webinar with a concept called Ikigai, the Japanese life of living life with happiness, or life of happiness. This time I have a special concept for you, and the concept goes with Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo, or KonMari as known, he is a Japanese consultant, author, TV show host. She's written books like The Life-Changing Manga of Timing Up. Now, what is a manga? It's a cartoon-based book, a comic kind of a book for adults. And there's another book called Joy at Work, and there are many more books. He talked about a very special concept, and the concept is clutter to declutter. Clutter, as we all know, is a mess around us, the mess of many things. At home, the mess is not seen by people, so we don't bother much. Sometimes we do bother, but we want to live in cleanliness, so we declutter it. But at work, sometimes, you know, the piles of unchecked books, the documents, the stationery, and so many other things are there. We get so overwhelmed with that clutter that our mind starts boggling down. We start looking around to declutter it, but we do not know what exactly to do. So what we do is we just start looking around how to get the control over the things, how to make it better. And ultimately what we end up doing is that we procrastinate things because too much of clutter has been around us, too much of mess is around us, and we just try to procrastinate the things for the next day. There's a data which shows that many people, you know, they lose their time in looking for lost items. At least 9 items every day we lose, and we waste our time in looking for them. Around 300 items per year, and actually we lose 60 hours per year in looking for lost items. US alone has a cost of 2.7 billion annually for spending on lost and find out items. Then there is virtual cluttering, where we have our PC with lots of information, and that information is of no use to us. We just keep on cluttering things there. Our phones hang because we have apps which we don't use. And in US again, because they are the people who actually take initiative to do such kind of studies, Around $420 are used per employee to revive the forgotten passwords. And we are also like that. We forget our passwords. We do not know how to get into Zoom. So what happens is around 80% of our mind is blocked with clutter all the time. Our brains also. What is to be done with this? What exactly do we need to do about the data analysis? We need to have a Pygmalion effect. You know what is a Pygmalion effect? Pygmalion was a novel written by George Bernard Shaw where he passed off a simple street girl into a duchess. And here, we teachers are here showing the Pygmalion effect, which help the students to improve their grade when they know that the teachers want them to excel. Similarly, the teachers at work, their performance also declines or rises when the level of expectations from their students and their employers, that they can see it. So the moment this Pygmalion effect comes into the mind, things start getting through. How to get the Pygmalion effect? The next thing is, what are we supposed to do when we want to get the Pygmalion effect? What is expected out of us is that whatever we are doing, there should be a joy in doing something. We should have positivity, whether it's about learning, whether it's about sharing, whether it's about imparting knowledge, whether it's about understanding, whatever Pygmalion effect you want to create. Would you like to do it again? Would you like to come back to it again? That is what is scientific approach of creating Pygmalion effect. And we as teachers have to actually declutter the minds of our young students. We have to get them to a level where we give them the right information. But for that, we have to stop overloading them and we have to declutter ourselves. How we do that? There's the anecdote that a teacher invited few students for a cup of tea. And when the students came, the teacher started pouring the tea and in the cup, and the tea started overflowing. And the student asked the teacher, "Ma'am, why are you doing this?" Teacher said, "Child, when you come to me, come with an open mind. Don't bring any information to me. Take information, right information first, and then use that information." That's what we are going to do today. We are going to exchange right information amidst ourselves so that we become more knowledgeable, we gain, we share, and we try to understand the scientific approach of Pygmalion effect and scientific approach of Taylor. This is like Marie Kondo, or Con Mary. She says that if you are using scientific management in your approach, and if this webinar brings the joy of working with scientific management, you are just for even for 2 minutes, if it brings you the joy, that means you are through with everything. So Conmedy used it at the age of 19. We are using it in 2020, and Taylor used it in 1911. Let's start with scientific management. And what exactly do we mean by scientific management? I have something for you. Before we start with scientific management, I have some pictorials and some phrases. And there are some names. I have this box out here, this jar out here, and I'm going to read out some names from here. And those names are going to answer the question or the pictorial or the phrase. And you please answer it so that we are able to identify. In the same way, you can share with your children the approach of scientific management. Scientific management means knowing exactly what you want your people to do. Now, we are not using men out here, our teachers to do that, and our students to do that. See that we do it in the best and the loveliest way. So I'm opening my jar and I'm switching over to the next slide. And I have out here the name as well as the slide where you have to identify the principle out here and the name.
Science not rule of thumb.
Science not rule of thumb.
Science not rule of thumb. Yes.
Science not rule of thumb.
Not rule of thumb.
Science 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 not rule of thumb.
Thumb.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
You're
Science
mute.
is not rule of thumb.
Ma'am, your microphone is off.
Ma'am, unmute the
Please
unmute.
Your
unmute yourself.
mic is off.
Mic is unmute. Yes.
Un-
Yes.
uh, Still mute. Unmute yourself.
No,
You
ma'am.
have not muted.
Again. You have unmuted.
Ma'am, you need to unmute yourself.
You have muted yourself.
Here in screen.
Write in the chat.
Please unmute yourself.
Oh, so my voice clear now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Okay. When did you stop hearing? When the communication broke?
Ma'am, when you showed the picture, when you were sharing the picture.
A picture. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. So, science, not rule of thumb. We can give an example, something like this. Drilling of when we talk about putting the nail in the wall, when we do it with a hammer, it's a rule of thumb. But when we use a drilling machine, it's more scientific enough. So you can give this kind of an example, and that's how things can be done. I'm shaking my jaw, and I'm going to call out the next name. So please answer as per your name, please. Okay. I want the next person to answer, and I want to. I'm just taking out the check, and I have the name out here, and the name goes like this. It is Kefti, ma'am. Kefti, ma'am. Are you there? Kefti, ma'am. Are you there? Kefti, ma'am. Can you just guess the? Kefti,
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yeah, can you guess the principle, ma'am? It takes two to tango. That's a phrase.
Any idea?
Ma'am, please
No
repeat
idea.
again.
Anybody else?
Cooperation,
Yes,
not individualism.
Cooperation, not individualism.
Is it
Harmony,
cooperation
not
or not?
Harmony, not discord.
Harmony, not discord.
Why harmony, not discord?
Harmony, not discord.
Yes, harmony, not discord.
Harmony, not
Harmony, not
Good,
discord.
yes, lovely. It's harmony, not discord. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, of course, harmony, not discord. Why? Because there's a music teacher out there, and she's telling everybody, please listen carefully. You need to harmonize yourself. Exactly. So I have this principle divided into 4: definition, teacher, suitcase, purpose, and there's an example out here. And I don't think so there's a need to explain the principle, but just one word, that there's a kind of class conflict which is between managers and workers. So people have to work in harmony so that productivity increases, and there is no need for trade unions. People work with mutual give and take. And there was a news in the I read it somewhere that in Japan recently, some 4 months back, there was a strike, and the bus drivers, they did not stop working. They kept on riding the bus, but what they did was they stopped charging the passengers. So the brunt of the whole thing went to the management, not to the bus drivers. They kept on doing their work. Passengers were not, left out. They kept on going for their duty. Management was bad because there was loss of money for them. So they said, we are going to work with harmony, not discord. Japanese culture is like that. So that's how they work. Okay. Now we have the next one, and I'm shaking my jaw, and I have next name out of it. Let me see who comes as the next name. We have Madam Neeru Dheer. Madam Neeru Dheer, can you hear me? So please, can you tell which principle is this?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can't beat them.
Cooperation, not discord. Individualism.
Lovely. Cooperation, not
Cooperation, not individualism.
Yes. It's
Right.
cooperation, not individualism.
Individualism.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Cooperation, not individualism.
Right. Competition should be replaced by cooperation. People
Ma'am,
are to work.
can you please, can you please repeat the picture again, ma'am? I need to take the screenshot.
Sure, for sure, ma'am. For sure. We'll repeat the picture. Right. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
is it okay
Thank
now?
you.
Can you see the picture?
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. I have it taken.
Yeah, fine. I'll be sharing the recording of the webinar. Don't worry. So that's the thing. And I think less time.
Ma'am, again your mic is mute.
Ma'am, unmute yourself,
You're not
please.
audible.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, unmute your mic, please.
Yeah,
Unmuted.
done.
Unmuted. Yes, unmuted. Yeah. Now, please rejoin in case the time gets over. Please rejoin. So, yeah. So now next explanation for cooperation, not individualism, is that we have to work with cooperation. And in again Japan, there is a paternalistic style which is used by the Japanese management. They do it for having open communication, goodwill, and they want to increase the loyalty and commitment level of their employees. Teachers, I request you to please mute yourself because I am unable to communicate with you once you're speaking. So please mute yourself, and when required, then unmute. Thank you so very much. Okay, coming to the next picture. Coming to the next picture. Okay.
Development officer.
Development of workers.
Each and every person to ensure
Greatest efficiency
every
and
greatest
prosperity.
efficiency and prosperity.
Always put your best foot forward.
Development of person to be greatest.
We already have the answer. Ma'am Parminder, before you could answer, I already have the answer out here. So I'll
We've already discussed, ma'am.
Yeah, I think you already discussed. So, okay, what we'll do is we'll share the screen of the pictorial once again. I'll share the phrase with you once again so that you can see it. Then we'll come back to the principal because that was only principal left. I'll just share the always put your best foot forward. And the answer is again, answer is development of
each and every person to
prosperity. Of course, yeah. So there should be this method to do our job. We need people to be trained. When we select them to the organization, at that time only we should select them carefully. And please, all of you, kindly mute yourself. Friend, difficult for me to communicate. Thank you so very much.
Please, requested you. Please mute yourself.
Yeah. So right. So
Ma'am, host can mute everyone. You might have that option, so you can mute everyone.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, you have become muted. Please unmute yourself. Please, ma'am.
okay, I have done that. I think I've done that. I've done that.
Yes,
I've done
yes,
that.
yes.
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that. All right. So after development of each and every person's efficiency and prosperity, we talk about selecting people to the organization scientifically, and once they are selected scientifically, the cost doesn't increase. We do not waste time on their training. So, and it increases the productivity also. Next, we come to the techniques. So let me see. I have these 4 chits. I'm keeping them away, and I'm again shaking my jar to take out the names. And let me see whose name comes next, and then I'll unmute you. So the name is Madam Pooja. Madam Pooja, you can't put a round peg in a square hole. Can you just tell me which technique is it, Madam Pooja? Madam Pooja?
Madam, it's simplification and standardization.
No.
And put a round peg in a square hole.
Is it
You
functional
can't put a
formation?
round peg in a square hole.
Method study.
Method study. Motion
Is
study.
it functional formation?
No.
Functional formation.
Fatigue study.
Is it standardized?
No,
Should be
ma'am.
standardization. Why not?
Fatigue study.
No.
All are guessing, madam. You just tell.
You need to.
Study.
Huh?
Functional performance.
Lovely. Functional foremanship. Close. Yeah. Thank you so very much.
Functional foremanship.
Yes. Everybody can't be expert of everything.
Yeah. So I have something. If you see your screen, I've shared my screen with you. I've given you here teacher's suitcase out here. teacher suitcase out here. In teacher suitcase, I've divided planning into dirt and production into surgery. Dirt and surgery are the short terms for the 8 bosses. Disciplinarian,
Planning and
right?
production in charge.
We have time and cost clerk, yeah, route clerk and inspector.
Gang boss, speed boss.
Repair boss, inspector.
Exactly. So see, if you give a job of speed boss to gang boss, things would not come out right. So that is why planning and production were separated. Why? Because people should have some kind of qualities, and if they do not possess all the people cannot possess all the qualities. So people with specific qualities, or 8 people with different qualities, were given different types of works to do. And that's how we divided the work. With people with energy can do production, and those who have other kind of thinking capacity, mental capacity, good mental exercise, they can do the planning work. So that's how this kind of phrase fits out here. Okay, now we come to the next phrase. Okay, let's see what do we have next. The hardest work, the luckier you get. And I have here Sakshi.
Differential piece-weight system.
Oh, lovely.
Differential piece-weight system.
Differential piece-weight system.
Differential piece-weight system.
Because there was a pictorial also out here. So of course, differential piece-weight again of the efficiency. So it's job satisfaction and provides you motivation more. Of course, good work which went at the time. Again, we have teacher suitcase, objective and functionality. I've divided every technique with these 4 special headings, so you can give your students like that. It will make things easier for them to learn also. Again, I'm just shaking the jar and taking it out, and I have the name as Madam
Standardization.
Standardization.
Yeah?
Standardization.
Standardization.
Yeah, standardization. Lovely.
Standardization.
Standardization, true. I have already played this particular kind of, quiz with my children also. So, I was astonished. I'm astonished that, we're on the same page. So when you can share with your children, it will be real fun. So standardization refers to the process of setting standards, uniformity. When we talk about establishment of norms, sizes, types, quality, weights, measures, and of course, it is to improve quality, increasing output. So I've just briefed it out again on the basis of 4 different headings. Okay. I'm shaking my jar and going to the next one. I'm calling out the next name. Please be ready and sharing the next slide with you. And the name is Madam Reena Singh. Madam Reena Singh.
Simplification.
Yeah, that is somebody else answering it. Madam Reena Singh is not there.
Simplification.
Simplification, lovely. May I know your name, sir? You are answering all the questions. May I know your name, sir? You are answering all the questions. Hats off to you.
Anupam Agrawal.
Sir is not ready to share. Okay, so we have this technique is simplification. The things should be actually we should eliminate the superfluous variety of sizes and dimensions. You would not believe America was into manufacturing 320 types of tinned or canned food, which it reduced to only 25 when it went into the process of simplification. The intention was to eliminate unnecessary diversity of products to reduce the unnecessary wastage and cost. Okay, next, again, I'm shaking the jar and let me see whose name comes next. So we have Madam, Sir also. Okay, I have Sir Saeed out here. Sir Saeed. Sir Saeed, are you there? Sir Saeed, can you answer?
Fatigue.
Fatigue study.
Fatigue study.
Okay. So, पक्का fatigue study cannot not be
No, no.
motion study तो नहीं है.
Motion study.
Motion study.
Fatigue study, madam. It's
Fatigue,
fatigue study.
fatigue study.
Yeah, it is fatigue study. Okay.
Fatigue study.
So, yes. Do you want me to share the screen once again? I'll share it and please read the phrase again. Read the phrase again. The phrase says, a man grows tired of standing still. Tired was the key word out here. And of course, we get tired when we do the job for a very long time. So we need a break to regain stamina and we want to work with a fuller capacity. So bad working condition, long working hours, unsuitable work, poor relation, all bring us lots of fatigue. Next, we go to the next slide and I'm shaking the jar and let me see whose name comes out. It's Madam Ritu Singla. Can I see Madam Ritu Singla out here? Madam Ritu, don't put the cart before the horse.
Method study.
Method study.
Method study.
Don't put the
cart.
Yes.
Method study. Method
Method
study. Method study.
Method
Yeah.
study.
To be performed. Yes.
Right. So there are many methods to perform the job. You have to do the most effective one. One best method should be selected. Of course, which would maximize your production, minimize the cost of production, and quality
ऋतिक कोमल का फोन आ रही है दूसरे फोन से कर लो
customers. Right. So next we go to, I'm just shaking the jar again, and we go to the next one. Let me see, whom do I have? I have Madam Rimpi Walia out here. Madam Rimpi, are you there? Madam Rimpi, are you there? What comes first, the compass or the clock?
Time study, ma'am.
Study.
Time study.
Time study.
Time study, ma'am.
Study. Time study.
Right, time study. Right, true, exactly. Time study. So what we have with time study is where we should know the beginning and the end of the time of whatever work we are doing. So they should be well defined. Of course, it depends upon the volume and frequency of task. So if you have standard time, whatever standard time is taken to perform the job, it helps us to save cost and efforts also. Okay, next we have another one. Okay, let me see. I am finding the name. Let me see. We have Priya Madam, Priya Miglani. Don't we like the cat who wanted a fish but was afraid to get its paws wet? Technique of scientific management. Priya Madam, Priya Miglani Madam. Do we have Priya Madam out here? If not Priya Madam, anybody else?
I think
Motion
mental
study.
revolution.
Motion study.
Motion.
Motion study.
Motion study. Yes.
Motion study.
Yes, motion study. You have to get your paws wet. You have to move. You can't just. So when we talk about movements like lifting, putting, and sitting, and when you put it, changing position. So cat has to move its paw to get its paw wet. Cannot sit like that. 3 types of motions are there: productive, unproductive, and incidental. And we have to eliminate the unnecessary motions or movements. Okay, out of my junk box, I have another name. Let me see whose name is it. And I think I have Sir Rajkumar out here. 2 heads are better than 1.
Mental revolution.
Mental revolution.
Yes.
Mental revolution.
Mental revolution.
Yes, mental revolution. Now, I have mentioned it as a technique. It is also used in harmony, not discord principle. Initially, it was taken as one of the techniques, but now we use it with the harmony, not discord. But we can always tell our children that it can come at either of the places. In case mental revolution is asked for with the principle, it's harmony, not discord. Otherwise, it can be taken up as one of the techniques. Of course, change in outlook. Both workers and management try to trick each other. They should not trick each other. They should cooperate, work with each other so that there is prosperity for employees as well as the management. So kudos to all teachers. I would like to clap and I would like to congratulate that all of us are able to identify all the principles and techniques. Yeah, I have something very important for you in the next slide. I'm going to talk about nothing else but a simple problem which is being raised by many people. Sometimes we discuss about source-based case studies. Now, what exactly are source-based case studies? We have to talk about this. I just need another 10 minutes with you, and if you need to note it down somewhere, you can do that. I have made 5 points for you for source-based case studies. The first one goes like this. I'm sharing the screen with you. The first one is book examples. Now, if you see, I have picked up science not rule of thumb. Now, science not rule of thumb, with it, I have taken the example out here with, according to Taylor, even a small production activity like loading pigs of iron into box cars can be significantly planned and managed. Okay, this can be one of the example. Another example is use of internet. So these two examples can be used as case study for your own questions. You pick up the example and you frame a question. This is one of the ways to take up source-based question. First point. Second one. We come to the second one. I'm switching over the screen. Second one, source-based, is you can change the name and you can pick up a board question and change a line here and there and reframe it. Like we have, I've just given an example of CBSE question 2018. You can pick up the same board question. Either you can change the name or you can just add up any one of the keywords out here, and this can be one of the ways to explain source-based case studies. Next, I'll share the screen with the third point. The third point goes like this. Now, self-made question. So I made this question on my own. The question reads like this. The Bethlehem Steel Company, where Taylor himself worked as manager, achieved threefold increase in productivity. He said the more sophisticated the process, greater would be the savings. There would be an almost equal division. There should be an almost equal division of work and responsibility between workers and management. The above said statement matches with two principles given by Taylor. Identify the principles and quote lines. Now here I've picked up first science not rule of thumb. Science not rule of thumb. And second one, so see what you can do is you can just simply pick up the lines from your textbook. If you refer to your textbook, these are the lines from your textbook. If you want, I can share the page of the textbook with you. I have picked it up from page number 44 and page number 46 of your book. So like I told you, science not rule of thumb, and second is cooperation not individualism on page number 46. So I picked up these two questions from there. These are my self-made question, and the Bethlehem Steel Company, that part of the question was picked up from page number, again, 44, introductory paragraph, where scientific management definition of Taylor was given. So this is the third way to give the source-based question. Next slide, we have another question. Now, box of book. Now, this is, again, here I've mentioned the page number also for you. Page number 37 of book. Last para, right hand side, we talk about Dr. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. And the line goes, it was a sincere effort which involved application of qualities which are a part of management principles, directly or indirectly. Identify the qualities of principles of management. Now, what are the qualities? When we talk about the qualities, by qualities, it is meant the nature of principles of management. You can pick up from the box the case study on Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. It is given along with in the book on the qualities. Now, qualities are the nature. So you can frame a question from there. Source-based case study. Next.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, it can be from Economic Times, or it can be from any newspaper or magazines also?
It can be, but see, they will never give anything which is data-based from the newspaper. It will just be something like during the time of COVID in 2020. So they would never give anything like other way that they will give some data and ask you to identify data. No, nothing like that. Source based is not like that. Only source is this. Your NCERT.
Only from the
CBSE.
NCERT.
Yeah, source based they mean is that box, any keywords, anything from there which is related to the topic should be taken into consideration. Now here see you have pictorial question. This is a picture given in the book, right? And when we talk about this picture, where does it come?
This is leading to harmony, not discord.
Right. How many of us have asked this question from our students showing this pictorial?
We are not placing these kind of questions, but this is leading to sharing your profits with your workers. This is what is
Yeah, that's okay. You can just ask your children to identify which principle is it.
Yes.
You can give them the pictorial of Taylor or Fayol and ask who is this person, because it is in their book. This is what is source based. This is what is source based. So this is source based question.
Okay.
Yeah, purely source based. This is from your NCERT. Next, we come to the next slide. Now, the source based questions are like this. Now, I have some special information for you. Like this is kind of sharing with you. If you checked in my YouTube channel, what I have done is I always give synopsis after every chapter I wind off. In that synopsis, we take up the complete chapter and we make acronyms or sentences. Like for principles of management, I had used an acronym called Do You Care? Now, if you want to go to the acronyms and sentence form, you can see my synopsis of chapter 2, Principles of Management, right? That video you can see. If you want to find some another way, I have done some very, funny way of doing things which children would enjoy, something like Shero Shairi for children and organizing. And I've been getting feedback from the children that, ma'am, we really enjoyed. We talked with each other in those, that terminology, that kind of flow of speaking was there. So they were able to understand the chapter better. So that was, if you want to see, you can see the video. It is on YouTube. So you can see that synopsis. For today's webinar, I'm just giving you a very simple thing. See, if you want to ask your children, you can ask like this. If you want 8 bosses on a ship, let's go for functional foremanship. Or if you are fed up, then do things with the right method. See, these are the way you can create synopsis for your children so that they learn it better. Anything else apart from this? This is what I wanted to share today with scientific management. You're open, you're welcome with your questions. In case if you have anything you want to, if you want to share something with me or you want to ask any questions, you're welcome with it. Only one last thing I would like to share with you is that while answering the case studies, please tell your children that they should read the question first and then read the case study. That helps them to eliminate many possibilities. Like there was a question in 2017 where children thought that question is from consumer protection and the question was from marketing. And many children made mistake. Now, if you want your children to score well, that is somewhere around 100 out of 100 or maybe good above 90, tell them to reverse the process and read the question first and eliminate all possibilities and then go to the case study. Just a suggestion I'm sharing with you. In case if you don't agree with it, you're welcome to go ahead with your okay. Do you have any questions from anyone?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
May we please request you to show the first 2 slides of source-based questions?
Yes, I can show the first 2 slides of yes, for sure. So first is book examples. Can you see the book examples?
Yes, ma'am. This.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please request to the participants to mute themselves.
Yeah. So can you see this example is there according to Taylor, even a small production activity like loading pigs of iron into boxes, cars can be scientifically planned. You can frame your own question just picking up this example. Or in present day context, use of internet. This is another way you can pick up this example and frame a question. So this is example, book examples. There are so many examples in the book. You can ask your students to highlight all the examples. You can make them mark the book with blue pen and all the examples with highlighters. One, it makes a book look attractive, and children immediately catches their attention when they look at the example. So they don't forget or overlook the example while preparing for the exam. Second slide is, I'll just share the second slide. This is about board question. Now, in board question where you have this Karan took over. Now this question is board question. You can change, you can add on one of your own lines out here. There won't be any plagiarism, don't worry about that. You can change the name also. You can add two methods out here. You can do anything, any changes, and frame a question on your own. Or you can give the same question as board question to practice to your children and tell them, this is a board question and I've reframed it for you in a different manner. So they get very intrigued by it, that our teachers are taking so much of pain. Like I told you, the moment we declutter ourselves and we give them a Pygmalion effect, they immediately pounce on the things and they take it from us. They are actually eager to learn. Okay. We shall not be, I have a query out here. We shall not be using newspaper heading or articles for magazine for source-based case study. No, actually in reality, just be updated with what is going on in present context. You must know what information is required. That's it. Even if there's a case study, like for example, if there's a case study on COVID. Now the case study would be that at the time of COVID, suppose the question is related to the stock market. So they will ask you, what happened? Was there any speculation in the stock market? Now we have that kind of heading in the functions of stock exchange. So they will ask a relative question. They will not ask source-based question on present scenario. They are not trying to judge our journal knowledge or the students' journal knowledge. We just want them to have an idea that at the time of COVID, this happened and what happened to the stock market in reference to the stock exchange functions. Similarly, that's the kind of questions they're going to ask. So nothing is going to come apart from the heading. The rest will be self-explanatory from CBSE or NCERT books. Yeah. The next
ma'am, I want to share one thing with everybody.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I'm Mr. Bhinak from Kolkata speaking.
Yeah.
Because we all teachers are participating, so just for food for thought, in CBSE workshop also I raised this issue, and that was discussed. So for students' point of view, we are thinking some other way, but as we are teachers, so that's why we can think out of box. So I want to share one thing, that the technique, that is the technique of functional foremanship. That foremanship, as we all know, that is the intensive use of division of work or specialization. That's why 8 specialists are there. So we can see that Taylor, this particular principle has a correlation with the principle of division of work founded by Fayol. Rather, Taylor has extended the use of this division of work to a greater scale in this particular technique. But at the same time, for students' point of view, we teach them that it is an extensive use of division of work. On the other hand, we also teach that this particular technique actually violates one principle of Fayol, that is unity of command. So for students' point of view, as they are class 12 student, that's why we just literally we tell them unity always stand for one boss or one subordinate. Whereas we are seeing here one is working under 8 bosses. So literally, in literal sense, we find that unity of command, quote unquote, is violated. But my question is, if I was sharing everything, actually when you work functional foremanship, we do not find any kind of contradiction on the part of any worker to follow the instructions coming from 8 bosses. That means I want to point out the essence of unity of command is still maintained, though literally we teach our student that unity of command is violated, but in true sense or true essence, unity of command, that essence is not lost. Otherwise, functional foremanship technique we could not maintain at all. So it is so nicely devised by Taylor that all 8 bosses or everybody's work is so complementary to each other that none of the worker is finding at any point of time that any kind of contradiction or confusion is there with regard to following their order or instruction. So as a teacher, as a high level thinking, it's my proposal that all teachers also should think this way, that actually though we teach students that unity of command is violated, and still we continue to teach because they are students of class 12, but for higher level of thinking, I think in functional foremanship, unity of command is not violated. If unity of command violated, then 8 bosses system we cannot maintain all through. So that is my proposal. Now, if anybody wants to pass any comment on this.
No, sir. I think, sir, actually the meeting time is just 10 minutes and there are many queries out here. Your question raised is very nice. In our NCERT book on page number 46, I just now told you, Taylor also talked about division of work, 1. Second, the 8 bosses concept. When violation with unity of command, it is talked about, it is not talked in reference to just that we take order from one boss. Even if there is one worker, that one worker will talk about getting his tools ready. So the person, the gang boss does not come to him every time and tell him, please keep your tools ready, please keep your tools ready. It is not like that. Only the things are ready for him and he takes command. All people keep the things ready for him. So the 8 bosses are involved. They do not command him. They are involved out there. That is why unity of command does not stand straight there.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Yeah.
I want to add. I want to add here.
That is my proposition. Actually,
Anjali ma'am, I want to add here. I think in this, it is explaining the process. In the functional foremanship, the workers are explaining the process. And what is explained by Fayol is unity of command and unity of direction, where the different functions have to be performed. And that's why it is not contradicting.
That is for managerial level. This is for shop floor.
Absolutely. So here's the process.
Actually,
that is why the functional 8 bosses they take the orders from.
CBSE workshop also, the proposition is, it is always sometime in the board question also, if you see the last 12 to 10 years question, some of the year they asked that which principle of Fayol is violated by Taylor's technique of functional foremanship. So this actually, we all teachers, we teach in school that the unity of command is violated, because if you see the distance table between and there one point is the unity of commands. So that's why I want to point out, my proposal is that the functional foremanship in no way is going to violate the unity of command, as you told, as the other teachers are also saying. My proposition is this: why NCERT is taking this particular thing in the difference table, that one Fayol is following unity of command, staunch opponent of one for one worker, whereas it is not. So this particular point of difference actually stands cancel, and that actually carries a wrong message to the student also when they are going to step in the college. I think they are not going to be taught the way we are teaching as for NCERT in class 12 level.
Sir, can we discuss this later on, because there are many queries? I would love to discuss it with you, and we'll discuss it some other time, and we'll just see to it, because we are all teachers. We are not directly related to CBSE and neither to the authors of NCERT. So we'll just discuss it later on. There are many other queries, and there is one query out here. Source-based question will not be there this year in the exam. we'll come to know exactly what is going to happen after 6th of June. So I'll conduct another conduct another webinar on the same thing. We'll discuss in length source-based question. So that question I can answer only after 6th of June, ma'am. Then next is, there is somebody asked me best book for case studies. I would always recommend the best book for case studies is NCERT. Please make your own case studies and enrich your knowledge also and your students' knowledge also. Now, ma'am, is there any video on case study by you? No, I have not made any video on case study as yet, but if there's a demand, I will for sure make. And I can share some questions on case study if you want chapter wise. You can please send me on a personal message. I'll do that for you, no problem. Then I've used the picture of scientific management in explaining principles of fuel for remuneration. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's very nice. If you're using pictures, anyways, they are interchangeable. We're just, using these phrases and pictures. Then it's just to share the knowledge. That's all. We can use it anyway. There was Madam Roy from Kolkata who used the principles in a very beautiful role play. So I congratulate her. And she gave a food for thought to all of us that what we are supposed to do. So it's lovely. Please use your out-of-box thinking methods the way you like. It's lovely to see you people working like this. It's great. Okay. The name of my YouTube channel is Pankil Priya itself. So you can just check it, and it's on my poster also. Right. Is there anything else? Okay. I think that's all. If you have any other doubts, then you can ask, or otherwise we'll wind up the meeting. So I'll unmute all of you. If there are any doubts, you can just let me know. And after the webinar, you'll be provided with a feedback. Please fill the form so that we can send you the certificates, because on that email ID would be there. And on that email ID, we would be sending the e-certificate. So kindly.
Great, Anju Bhabhi, or full house.
Yeah, you have to fill the feedback form, right, for the e-certificate.
Jaldi karo, full house.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Nice to all of
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the filling the form.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, we will get mail for the for filling the form.
Yeah, you are filling your email ID also and your name also, so that I already have your information so that I can send the certificate as quickly as possible.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Ma'am, I want to ask one thing.
I have not given my mail ID. How can I?
Ma'am, I have joined through the link and the password. So must not be having my details.
Yes, ma'am. Same here.
On my poster, there is my WhatsApp number. Please send your name and designation so that I can send you the e-certificate.
Okay, ma'am.
We will
Sure,
get
sure.
feedback form on our email ID.
After the webinar, here only you will be provided with the feedback form. So
Actually, the message that was sent, it mentions a number. It mentions a number wherein we have to send our name and city. Can we message it on that WhatsApp number?
Yeah. Please do that on the WhatsApp number.
Right. Thank you.
Warm.
Okay. Thank you so much. Anything
Thank
else
you, ma'am.
want to
Thank you
ask?
for it. It's a wonderful experience. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Seema.
Thank you.
I had a lovely time with all of you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Same
you,
here,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, madam.